Have you ever watched your whole life burn down on a tiny screen? I saw it last night. Frame by agonizing frame, on a grainy security feed from a camera I'd forgotten was even there. It wasn't a fire, not a literal one. It was my wife, Sarah. Her face illuminated by the cold blue light of her phone, her fingers moving with a chilling calm. She was standing in my home office, the place I built our future from, and methodically, silently, she was unplugging my life support. Not the medical kind. Something far more vital. She was deleting files, severing connections, erasing the very foundation of the man I was, the man who loved her. The mystery was an asterisk, that asterisk she was doing it. The bone-deep horror was in the asterisk, why asterisk? And the casual smile that touched her lips as she did it. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from, what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. For 10 years, Sarah was the sun I orbited. We met in Chicago, 2 kids with more ambition than sense, sharing a tiny apartment in Lincoln Park that was always cold. I built my marketing firm from that apartment, fueled by cheap coffee and her belief in me, or what I thought was her belief. As the money came in, we moved to a glass-walled condo overlooking the river. The city lights were our wallpaper. But the bigger the view, the smaller she made me feel. My success became our success, then just asterisk her asterisk platform. My long hours were no longer heroic. They were an inconvenience. She'd sigh when I'd take a late call, a theatrical puff of air that said, "Is this really necessary?" The strange behavior started subtly. A new, expensive perfume she claimed a friend gave her. Late-night gym sessions when she'd come home, not sweaty, but glowing, her eyes distant. Then came the coldness. It was a physical presence in our home, a drop in temperature whenever I walked into a room. She'd angle her phone away from me, a gesture as sharp as a slap. I'd ask who she was texting, and she'd laugh, a brittle sound. "Just a friend, Alex. Are you keeping tabs on me now?" It was manipulative, designed to make me feel like the villain, the paranoid husband, and for a while it worked. I felt ashamed, apologetic. I was the one working too much, the one who was losing touch. The villains, her, and whoever was on the other end of that phone, felt untouchable, wrapped in a bubble of inside jokes and secret plans. The breaking point came on our anniversary. I'd booked a table at Alinea, a 3-month waitlist, the kind of grand gesture she used to love. She canceled an hour before, a flat text message. Something came up with my mom rain check. I knew she was lying. I could feel it in the pit of my stomach. I drove past her mother's house in Evanston. The windows were dark. I spent our anniversary alone at a bar on Rush Street, a ghost in my own life. That night, I went home and did something I'd never done. I checked our phone records. And there he was. Julian. A name I didn't know, but a number that appeared dozens of times a day. Texts, long calls in the middle of the afternoon. Quick search brought up his face. Julian Croft, a real estate mogul with a smug smile and a portfolio of high-rises across the city. He was everything I wasn't told: money, effortlessly arrogant. That's when the loyal husband died. In his place, something cold and strategic began to stir. I didn't confront her. Instead, I became a ghost. I put a keylogger on her laptop. I recovered deleted texts. I reactivated the old security camera in my office, the one I'd set up years ago after a break-in. I gathered proof, each piece a small, sharp stone I was collecting to build a wall. I saw their hotel receipts for the peninsula, read their texts dripping with condescension for me. "He's so predictable," she wrote to Julian. "He'll just work late. He never suspects a thing." They were planning a future built on the ashes of mine. The security footage from last night was the final piece. It wasn't just about the files. It was about the look on her face as she tried to dismantle my career, my legacy. It was the final, undeniable proof that she wasn't just cheating. She was trying to destroy me. So, I set my traps. I contacted my lawyer, a shark named Marcus who specialized in high-asset divorces. We moved my business assets into a series of trusts she couldn't touch. I documented every text, every hotel bill, every deleted file. I prepared a package for Julian's wife, a woman who, from her social media, seemed to genuinely love him. And I prepared a package for Sarah's father, a man who valued loyalty and honor above all else. The public exposure happened at her charity gala. It was her crowning achievement, an event she'd been planning for a year. She was on stage in a glittering gown, thanking her sponsors. She looked untouchable. In the middle of her speech, the large screen behind her, meant to be showing a slideshow of smiling children, flickered. And then it showed a single, crystal-clear image, a hotel receipt from the peninsula, with her name and Julian's dated on our anniversary. Then a text, "He has no idea. We're safe." The room fell silent. I watched her face crumble, the arrogant mask shattering into a million pieces. At the same moment, I knew Julian's wife was opening a similar package. Sarah's father was getting a call from my lawyer. She was ruined. Socially, she was a pariah. Legally, she walked away with nothing but the designer clothes on her back. The prenup held, and my evidence of her sabotage ensured she got nothing more. I heard Julian's wife filed for divorce the next day, freezing his assets. The empire they planned to build together was a smoking crater. I never spoke to Sarah again. I just packed her things in boxes and left them in the lobby of our building. I still live in the condo, but the view is different now. The city lights don't feel like a promise anymore. They just feel like lights. The quiet in this apartment is heavy, a constant reminder of the storm that passed. Sometimes I think about that night, watching her on the security feed, so calm, so certain, and I realize she didn't just unplug my life support. She showed me it was never plugged in at all. The end.